Our keynote address today is to be given by Mr. Alex Pham, CEO and co-founder of FINA Home Loans. Dr. Alex Pham is the CEO and founder of FINA, Vietnam's #1 digital mortgage broking platform. He has held various senior positions in global real estate companies operating in Australia. Dr. Pham holds a PhD in property economics from Western Sydney University and a Bachelor Honours in International Business from the Hague University of Applied Sciences. He is an expert in real estate finance with a unique blend of academic knowledge and industry experience. Passionate about how new technologies and innovations will change the way people live, work, and play in the future, his in-depth knowledge spans multiple markets in Europe, Asia, and Australia. Dr. Pham's academic research has been published in several leading real estate journals, such as the Journal of Real Estate Literature, the Pacific Rim Property Research Journal, the Journal of Property Investment and Finance, and the International Journal of Housing, Markets and Analysis. He has provided research insights and professional advice to help global investment funds, property companies, and policymakers make informed investment and property decisions. His commentaries on the market are often quoted in media channels, including the Sydney Morning Herald, the Australian Financial Review, and the Australian. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Dr. Alex Pham.
Thank you for the nice introduction. So, morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to be here to celebrate this important day with you and your families. So let me begin by congratulating all those who are graduating today. You made it amid a global pandemic, a lot of hardships and challenges. You continue to push through, and as they say, the hardest steel is forged in the hottest fires. The adversity this year has brought out the best in all of you. Today I know it is an important day for all of you, all the graduates. But don't forget that you won't be here without your families' great support. So let's give them a big round of applause. For all the sacrifices you've done to your children, to your family members. Also, let's not forget the dedicated lecturers and staff who've worked so hard to shape you into who you are today. Let's give them a big hand too. So when I walked into the auditorium this morning, I saw your happy faces. I saw the aspiration in your eyes. Your faces are full of hunger and determination to conquer the world and the next chapter of your life. It reminded me so much of myself 20 years ago. It was the same time when I left Vietnam to pursue my education overseas. Like you, I wanted to take on the world. The journey took me to Europe for my undergraduate degree, and then through many countries before arriving in Australia to complete my PhD in economics. After enjoying a stint of being a full-time lecturer at university, I then moved into the corporate world, working for many multinational companies, before returning to Vietnam, my homeland, to found FINA, Vietnam's first mortgage broking platform, which focuses on financial inclusions. So over the past 2 decades, I've traveled around the world, many corners of the world, and like many of you here, I consider myself a global citizen. RMIT University is also a global university with campuses in Australia, Vietnam, Spain. RMIT is recognized as one of the world's most innovative universities. And you should be proud of it because you are part of it. So let me tell you this, that beautiful certificate that you are going to hold dear to your chest on that stage is not just a piece of degree, not just a piece of paper. It is your passport to the world. Yes, the world is now your oyster. I would encourage each and every one of you here to think globally, think out of Vietnam. The coronavirus pandemic has accelerated technology revolutions across the world. It proves that we're now living in a highly connected world. The Internet of Things, cloud computing, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, autonomous vehicle, online banking, virtual reality are many of the technology trends that are transforming the way we live and work around the world. They're disrupting traditional businesses around the world, and you should be paying attention to those trends. But as you are looking to solve the world's biggest problems, I like to remember you to not forget your roots. As many of you here will want to become successful business owners in the future, I believe it is important to embrace and celebrate Vietnamese culture, which has many traits that will contribute to your success in business in the future. Things such as perseverance, hard work, assimilation, and valuing education. I've had the privilege to visit many Vietnamese communities worldwide. In Australia, in the US, in Canada, France, Germany, you name it. It isn't hard to pick up a common theme. The Vietnamese communities are incredibly hardworking and entrepreneurial. They also adapt and assimilate well into the local societies where they live. Many hold high positions in global companies, C-suite positions, such as CEO, CFO, CTO. I think a lot of it comes back to the high value that we Vietnamese place on education. It is fair to say that Vietnamese parents are willing to sacrifice everything they have, including their lives, for their children to have a good education. This is a tradition that has been passed on from generation to generation. So I want to take a moment to remember my father, ông Phạm Văn Toản, who recently passed away. He was a humble, hardworking man who spent all his life working and living for the family. One of the very last words he said to me before he left the world, he called me to his bed and he said, "Look, son, make sure that the grandchildren don't skip a day at school." That was the last thing he said to me. This also reminds us how much Vietnamese value family and community, without which success has less meaning in life. Whilst I'm pretty sure that everyone here of you have a bit of Vietnam in you, even you, international students here, you're in Vietnam, Vietnam is in you. I also want to remind you that you are Australian too. You're a product of the great Australian education and traditions, which is one of the best in the world, in my opinion. At RMIT University, you not only received a world-class education, but you have also been instilled Australian values too. Among all the values that the Aussies have, I believe one of the most important one is what we call a fair go. a fair go value, which embraces mutual respect, tolerance, compassion, and equality of opportunity for all. Being Australian means you must respect others' freedom, their dignity, and their opinions and choices. Being Australian also means that we have a culture of tolerance, a culture which has been enriched by the traditional owners of the land and many generations of immigrants to Australia. Being Australian also means we cry for the loss and the misfortune of others and celebrate their achievements. We extend a helping hand to those in need. In fact, the Australian people and the Australian government provided an estimated 78.2 million Aussie dollars in total development aid to Vietnam last year. You and I are both beneficiaries of this strong bilateral relationship between the two countries. And to the lecturers and staff here, I'd like to thank you for being messengers for Australian values and Australians' excellent education. The students are not who they are today without your hard work and dedication. Being a lecturer myself, I know it. There are moments of ups and downs, but the feeling of accomplishment in seeing our students being recognized on that stage always gives us the most satisfaction of the job. In Vietnamese, we have a proverb, không thầy đổ mày làm nên, which means the teachers are the source of everyone's success in life. So on behalf of the students and the families, I thank you for your excellent work. Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. In conclusion, I'd like to encourage you all here to go out, spread your wings around the world, do great things. Don't let anything scare you. Work hard. Don't be afraid to fail. Have compassion for others. And ignore the naysayers. You are the lucky ones. You've got the best of both worlds, Vietnam and Australia. But more importantly, you've got a world-class education from RMIT University, your global passports. So once again, congratulations on your achievements, and thank you. And I wish you all the best on your future endeavors. Thank you.